Okay. Cooking food on Sabbath. Now let us go to the issue of the strict prohibition of cooking on Sabbath day. Strict yung kayo. Di na kayo magluto. Many dissident groups strongly criticize SDAs who still cook food on Sabbath. Here are some of the passages that are being used against cooking on Sabbath. In Exodus 16:23, he said to them, that is that which the Lord had said, okay, tomorrow, can you read it for me? Ready, go. Tomorrow, the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake that which you bake today, and sieve that you will sieve, and that which remaineth over, lay up for you to be kept until the morning. So, ugma, Sabado na ugma, i-bake na ninyo kung sa inyo i-bake, sieve, boil, boil as kung sa inyo boil karon. Okay? Muna ang i-accuse, awak mo is days, imong luto, awaragon, muna. Testimonies Volume 6, 355. On Friday, let the preparation for the Sabbath be completed. See that all the clothing is in readiness, and that all the cooking is done. Let the boots all be blackened, and the bags be taken. It is impossible to do this. If you make it a rule, you can do it. Okay? The Sabbath is not to be given to the repairing of garments, to the cooking of food, to pleasure seeking, or to any other worldly employment. Okay, nakabutang din na, nakastate din na, which is okay, nakabutang man. 3SG 253. The Lord is no less particular now in regard to His Sabbath than we had done when He gave the foregoing special directions to the children of Israel. He required them to bake that which they would, and which they would sieve on the 6th day, preparatory to the rest of the Sabbath day. Those who neglect to prepare for the Sabbath on the 6th day, and who cook food upon the Sabbath, violate the 4th commandment. Okay? And are transgressors of God's law. All who are really anxious to observe the Sabbath according to commandment will not cook food upon the Sabbath. So, one yung statement, strong statement of Ellen White. Minister of Healing 307, cooking on the Sabbath should be avoided, but it is not therefore necessary to eat cold food. So now, dili po necessary na cold food lang imong ikuan. So, imo po siya ihit. In a cold weather, the food prepared day before should be heated. And let the meals, however simple, be palatable and attractive. Dili lagi ka mag-cook, pero mag-reheating mabuga. Can you see? Notice first that the same chapter, there was also a prohibition of not getting out of their place on the Sabbath day. The text says in Exodus 16:29, see, because Jehovah has given you the Sabbath, therefore He gives you the bread of 2 days on the 6th day. Each one stay in his place. Let not anyone go out of his place on the 7th day. Kano sa niya ison? Kano sa niya gisulat? Israelites during naa sila sa journey on the wilderness. Okay, naa sila ito. Furthermore, biblical evidence shows that the prohibition on not to go out of his place no longer applies. So now, on Sabbath day, di na, katong sa Exodus 16:29, di na siya applicable sa 2 Kings. And the rulers of the hundreds did according to all that Jehoiada the priest commanded. And each man took his men, going in on the Sabbath, with those going out the Sabbath, and came to Joiada the priest. Ang instruction sa Exodus 16:29, di ka muhawa, dahil lang ka sa mong place on Sabbath. But about sa 2 Kings 11:9, nagsulod gawas. Can you see, asa dapit ang place? Kung sa ito na place sa wilderness to na place sa Exodus 16:29. But the 2 Kings is wala na sila sa wilderness. Okay? In the New Testament, the said prohibition was not observed. In Acts 4, and on the Sabbath, we went out of the city by a riverside. Nahawa sila. Where prayer was usually made, and we sat down and spoke to the women who came together there. Di ba sa Exodus 16:29, dili ka mohawa, dira na jud ka the place during Sabbath. But in Acts 4, nanghawa sila. Can you see? The context, kinahanglan makabalota kung unsa asa i-address kung unsa na place, and common sense must be applied. Okay? In Exodus 16:23, here's the text and the principle of consider, time, and place applies. Numbers 11:8 describes how tedious and laborious manna was going to be prepared. Muna yung na dili na mo mag-cook on Sabbath kay laborious, Numbers 11, laborious kayo ang pag-bake sa manna. Okay? And the manna was coriander seed, and the color thereof was a color of bdellium. And the people went about and gathered it, and ground it in mills, or beat it in a mortar, and baked it in pans, make cakes of it. And the taste of it was a taste of fresh oil. But the wife Ellen White in comment in Exodus 16:23 regarding the manna experience of Israel still imposed to the same prohibition, of which she categorically stated that to cook food on Sabbath is a transgression of God's law. Nga naman na ang iyang statement ato dito na para dito, minang i-apply man yapon nato karon today na para nato dito. As what the Bible has also said, no? Na dili ka mohawa on Sabbath during sa wilderness pa, Exodus, pag-abot sa Acts 4, nahawa na sila. Sa itong pa, kato na text, applicable na to during that time. And during sa Acts 4, applicable po, hindi na po ito applicable sa Acts 4 during Jesus' time. So that time and place must be considered. And why is it that Filipino Israeli leaders tolerate their members to cook their food on Sabbath? To answer that question, let us consider these 4 reasons. Number 1, the similarity of the quantum of laborious preparation of food during the Israelites' wilderness sojourn and in Ellen White's time. During Ellen White's time and katong sa wilderness. A great amount of hard labor is performed to obtain food for their tables. Women spend a great share of their time over heated cook stove, preparing food, highly seasoned with spices to gratify the taste. Okay? Kopyanan niyo ako, TSDF 172. According to the Courtney Haybarger in a Cooking in 1800s, historian niya siya, when cooking wasn't quick and easy, she said, a big difference between the way people prepared food today compared with long ago is the work and time needed. For modern families, food and meals are merely an afterthought in the schedule. More than 100 years ago, food and food preparation stood at the center of the family's daily lifestyle. Kikita ka ron, ay, okay na kaluto, no? Kasi magluto sa tan. Kayo. Afterthought na. Kaluto. Pamahon na to. But during their time, it is part dun sila like cook. Siyempre, laborious man. 1800s, during 1800s. On the same vein, Stephen Means, it is in his housework in late 19th century, America has this description on how laborious the cooking had been in Ellen White's time. Housework in 19th century America was harsh physical labor. Preparing even a simple meal was a time and energy-consuming chore. Prior to the 20th century, cooking was performed on a coal or wood-burning stove. Unlike an electric or a gas range, which we can turn on with a flick of a single switch, cast iron and steel stoves were exceptionally difficult to use. So simple lang ron. Ashes from old fire had to be removed. Then paper and kindling had to be set inside the stove. dampers and flues had to be carefully adjusted, and a fire lit. Nagkapag-timanon kayo. Since there were no thermostats, walay bantay sa init, to regulate the stove's temperature, a woman had to keep an eye on contraption all day long. Magkatak na siya dito sa kababae. Ang init niya, init ba niya? Okay. Di na kay init. Utangan ako niya. Saman. At any time the fire slackened, she had to adjust the flue or add more fuel. Inganak ka liboryo sa una kung magluto ka. Tibok adlaw ka mag-atang dito to check the temperature. Okay? It was enough for a housewife to know how to use a cast iron stove. She also had to know how to prepare and process foods for consumption. Prior to the 1900s, sa dili pa ang 1900s, there were few factory-prepared foods. Green coffee had to be roasted and ground, loaves of sugar had to be pounded, flour sifted, nuts shelled, and raisins seeded. According to the book in the day, Life and How It Was Lived 100 years ago, second volume na niya, Cultural History with the subject, Cooking, and says, today, microwaves, electrical, and gas stoves. Yesterday, coal and wood-fired range stoves. Karon, sa laman electrical, gas stoves. Sa una, yesterday, gapon, coal and wood-fired range stoves. Before modern gas and electric stoves, range stoves were fixed by coal or wood, where the norm in the thousands of houses around the world and were to be found in the kitchens from the smallest terraced house to the grandest millionaires' mansions during the 1800s. Stoves such as these were invented in 1700s. But they lasted well into the mind of 20th century in some place in 100 years ago. They were the standard cooking appliance that would have been found in every home. Unong standard nila during this time? Silang cooking. They varied by size but they are all operated the same way and perform the same functions. Mga pobre man, hangtod sa millionaires, the same ang ilang cooking style. Okay? Muna siya sa history. No wonder why Ellen White could say, women spend a great share of their time over a heated cook stove, preparing food, highly seasoned with spices to gratify the taste. 4SG 132. Kwanto pa ningon si Ellen White nga, ang babae, mo spend yung time good. Kay during their time, mo din ni ang ilang situation. Okay. Testimonies for 161. Food should be prepared in such a way that it will be appetizing as well as nourishing. It should not be raw of what which the system needs. Vegetables should be made palatable with little meat or cream or something equivalent. Preparing meals. Okay, kamu na ibasa, Ison. Preparing meals. Ready, go. First, into whipped cream and eventually into. So magulang pa kay isa ka oras aron ma-separate mo ang cream o ang milk. Okay? Unang sa una.